Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our ISKCONBURLA official YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, 6th chapter, text 15 onwards. These 15 to 17, these verses are described as one sentence. Isa matrogra dastrasam girikandarnasikam Ganda stanam raudram prakirnaruna murdhajam andhakopa gaviracham pulinnaroha bhishanam baddhasetu bhujaru angri shunyatoya hradodaram santatrasosma tadvikya gopa gopya kalevaram Purvam dotan nishwanita bhinna hritkarna amastakaha. That means the Rakshasi's mouth was full of teeth, each resembling the front of a plough. Her nostrils were deep like mountain caves, and her breasts resembled high slabs of stone fallen from a hill. Her scattered hair was the color of copper. The sockets of her eyes appeared like deep blind wells. Her fearful thighs resembled the bank of a river. Her arms, legs, and feet seemed like big bridges, and her abdomen appeared like a dried up lake. The hearts, ears, and heads of the cowed men and women were already shocked by the Rakshasi's screaming, and when they saw the fierce wonder of her body, they were ever more frightened. So, in the purport, there is no purport given by Srila Prabhupada Maharaj, but Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given a purport in Sanatana Darshan Tika, where he says, the seeing her hideous body, the coward men and women became frightened. Putana's teeth were as large as plowshares. Her nostrils were as deep as mountain caves, and her waist was like the bank of a river. Putana's hands, feet, and thighs were like bridges, and her belly was like a dried up lake. All of this was terrible to see. The hearts, ears, and heads of the Brajavasis were already shattered by Putana's screaming, and upon seeing her ghastly form, they became more frightened. So, Jiva Goswami in Kamal Sandarbha says that all the coward people were overcome with lamentation. In Laghu Vaishnava Dosani also he says that her ferocious nature is described with 8 characteristics. Her thighs were frightening. Previously her loud wailing was frightening, and now everyone understood that she was the killer of the children. Seeing her, the cowards could understand she was a demon. They were frightened out of affection of her Krishna. Small indicates that they became completely frightened. This was directly visible. So, the next verse, that is verse 18 says, 18 to 30, these 13 verses describe purificated processes performed by gopis for Krishna. So, verse 18 it is said that Balam chatasya urasi kridantam akuto bhayam gopya stornam samabhyetya jagro jata sambrama. Without fear, the child Krishna was playing on the upper portion of Putana Rakshasi's breast, and when the gopis saw the child's wonderful activities, they immediately came forward with great jubilation and picked him up. So, the purport of Prabhupada Maharaj says, here is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Although the Rakshasi Putana could increase or decrease her bodily size by her mystic abilities, and thus again proportionate power. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is equally powerful in any transcendental form. Krishna is the real personality of Godhead because whether as a child or as a grown-up young man, he is the same person. He doesn't need to become powerful by meditation or any other external endeavor. Therefore, when the greatly powerful Putana expanded her body, Krishna remained the same small child and fearlessly played on the upper portion of her breast. Sadishwarya Purna Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of God, is always full in all potencies, regardless of whether he is present in the form of in this form or that. His potencies are always full. Parasa Shakti Vividheva Svete, it is stated quoted in Mahachatan Chartam Madhurila 13 chapters, verse 65. He can display all potencies under any circumstances. Sripad Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in Sarartha Santika says, Putana's chest was raised like a hill, suitable for playing. The gopis entered the maternity ward, but they didn't see Krishna there. Yashoda and Rohini lay on the ground, unconscious. Desiring to see Krishna, the gopis went outside the house and saw him playing on Putana. So, so many commentators have given their comment here. So I will quote Jiva Goswami's Raghu Vaishnava Dosani. The gopis around Yashoda, understanding that the demon killed children, left Yashoda and Rohini, who had fainted and ran and took the child from their dead body and returned to the house. Their affection for him increased on seeing that he was playing happily on her breast. Because he was a child, he had no fear. But actually, he made others have no fear as well. Seeing him moving his hands and legs as if dancing while situated on her breast, they became astonished or overjoyed. Jahata Sambramaha. They then went directly Samabhyatya and climbed up on the huge corpse lying on the ground and took the child away. Since they all had natural affection for Krishna, they developed a great power to do this. It will describe that they knew how to perform protective rituals with nyasa. It should be understood that these gopis were the same age as Yashoda, since they protected Krishna with the affection of a mother. In this way, we'll see how they were doing this purificatory process. It was described in several verses. I may read one verse, that is verse 19. Jashoda rohinibhyam taha samam bhalasya sarvata rakhyam vidadhire samyak gopucha brahmanadivi. And therefore, thereafter, Mother Jashoda and Rohini, along with the other elderly gopis, waved about the switch of a cow to give all protection to the child Sri Krishna. So, and the purport of Prabhupada Maharaj says that when Krishna was saved from such a great danger, Mother Jashoda and Rohini were principally concerned, and the other elderly gopis were almost equal concerned, followed the activities of Mother Jashoda and Rohini. Here we find that in household affairs, ladies could take charge of protecting a child simply by taking help from the cow. As described here, they knew how to wave about the switch of a cow so as to protect the child from all types of danger. There are so many facilities offered by cow protection but people have forgotten these arts. The importance of protecting cows is therefore stressed by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, text 44, that is Krusi Gorokya Vanijam Vaisyakarma Swabhajam. Even now in the Indian villages surrounding Vrindavan, the villagers live happily simply by giving protection to the cow. They keep cow during very carefully, the cow dung very carefully and dry it to use as fuel. They keep a sufficient stock of grains, and because of giving protection to the cows, they have sufficient milk and milk products to solve all economic problems. Simply by giving protection to the cow, the villagers live so peacefully. Even the urine and stool of cows have medicinal value. Rasibai Vishwanath Jacob Thakur in Sarada Sintika says, this verse mentions that Jashoda, Rohini and other gopis performed rituals of protection. Jashoda and Rohini didn't take a leading role, however, because they were extremely affected by anxiety for Krishna's sufficient safety. The adult gopis waved a cow's tail around all of Krishna's limbs, Sarvadaha, to protect him. They also offered other items such as mustard seeds and tossed Krishna with the edge of the winnowing basket. In this way, we'll see how this Putana deliverance is being described in this chapter, verse 6, chapter 6. So thank you very much for listening to this lecture, and please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like our channel and get the blessings of the Lord. Hare Krishna.